Good morning, my fifth graders. Today I'm going to try something new where I'm doing the video for you to watch while you're doing your worksheet. So for today's lesson on the worksheet, there'll be 3 different videos for the 3 different parts of the worksheet. So for our first part, it says ordered pairs. Use coordinate grid A to write an ordered pair for the given point. So it has numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So for each of those problems, you're going to look at coordinate grid A, which is to the right side of your worksheet. And I kind of drew one on here. Hopefully you can see it good enough. So you're looking at these points on that same coordinate grid on your worksheet, and you're going to name the ordered pair, so the coordinates of where each point is at. So number 1 was already done for you. So it says 1 is point A, and point A is located at 2, 3. So 2 on the x-axis, 3 on the y-axis. So the ordered pair is parentheses 2, comma 3 parentheses. Okay? So next, number 2, it says point B. So by looking at the coordinate grid A, point B I see is right here. So point B on the x-axis is on 5, and then on the y-axis is on 7. So the coordinate pair for B would be parentheses 5, comma 7 parentheses. Okay, so do the same steps for problems 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now problems 7 through 12. So on your worksheet it says plot and label the points on coordinate grid B, and this coordinate grid is blank. The only thing that it has the x-axis, it has the y-axis, and it has the points on, not the points, I'm sorry, on the number line, the numbers are labeled. So your job is to look at each problem and then using those points given, label it, plot it on your coordinate grid, and label it the letter that is given. So for example, problem 7 says N and then points 7, 3. So that means you're going to go over to 7 on the x-axis, up to 3 on the y-axis. So that would be right here. And you put a dot right at where those 2 lines are touching, where they connect, where they intersect, okay? So then label it the letter that it is given. So on problem 7, it says N. Okay, so problem 8, it says R points 0, 4. So that means 0 on the x-axis, 4 on the y-axis, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So right there. So that point needs to be labeled letter R. So R right here. Okay, so now you need to do the same thing with problems 9, 10, 11, 12. Label them on the worksheet using the pen mode on Classic as best as you can. It doesn't need to look perfect, but I do need to be able to see that you put a point and the letter that you named it is correct. Okay, now we are on problem solving. So it says use the map for 13 through 14. So you're using that map on the right side that's labeled Port Charlotte to answer problems 13 and 14. So if you're looking at just the map, before I start reading the questions, I want to look at just the map. So this coordinate grid is exactly like a map, like you would use a physical map, a paper map, if you were out of town, if you're going on a trip, or like if you were to be using on Google Maps, okay? So on Google Maps, there are streets, there are, streets that have names or streets that just have numbers, and it has like shows you like a point and it labels like, oh, here's Walmart, oh, here's a school, so and so. Okay, so we're looking at that. So I drew one on here, so it's labeled Port Charlotte just like it is on your paper. So on here I see there is a Kip's Pizza place, there is a bank, There is a price slicer mart, so that's kind of like a grocery mart, like Walmart or Smith's. There is a school. Here is the post office, so that's where you go to drop off or pick up mail, okay? So each x-axis or each y-axis is like a street, okay? So if we're thinking about Flip's Pizza and the bank, these are both on the y-axis of 8. So that means these are both on the same street, 8. Or if we're thinking about the school and the price slicer, I see that the price slicer, if I'm at the school and I want to get to the price slicer, I want to go over 2 streets and then up 1, 2, 3 streets to get from the school to the price slicer, okay? So if you're thinking about using this as a map, you're staying on that line like as if they were streets or sidewalks, okay? You can't just go I'm going to go from school to the bank just straight across all like here. No, we have to stay on the lines because those are the streets. Okay, so now let's look at problem 13. It says, which building is located at 5, 6? So you're going to look at that point, 5, 6. So 5 on the x-axis, 6 on the y-axis. So on the x-axis, here's 5. So now we need to go up 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here is a point. This point isn't labeled a letter, it is labeled a place. So which building is located at 5, 6? This is the building, okay? So in the blank right there, you need to put in the name of this building. So 14, what is the distance between Kip's Pizza and the bank? So for distance, it means how far, how many units away from each other are they? So you need to find Kip's Pizza, here, the bank, here. So what is the distance in units between these two places? So you don't have to say centimeters or yards or feet or streets, you can just say units. So count how many units it takes from here to get to the bank. Okay, plug that in the blank, and then your work is automatically saved for you. Make sure you did the fluency. You obviously just did the class kick. Make sure you did your 20 minutes of Zern, and don't forget, you can still play Prodigy as long as all of your other assignments are completed. Have fun!